Hey guys, Barbara here, moving to Google Sheets. Let's get you set up. With Google Sheets, you can create, edit, and collaborate on your spreadsheets from anywhere and at any time. Google Sheets is made to bring teams together. Not only will you be able to collaborate in real time, Google Sheets will automatically save in the background as you go, which means you will never need to hit save again. If you need to send your spreadsheets to other users who may be using Excel, it's not a problem. You have the ability to simply email it as an Excel document straight from Google Sheets and off it goes. In this video, we are going to focus on the fundamentals that you need to know in order to get started with using Google Sheets. Let's check it out. From your waffle in Google Chrome, select Google Sheets. Alternatively, you can type in sheets.google.com into your Omnibox to get to the same page. This is your Google Sheets landing page. Here, you will see an audit trail of the many spreadsheets that you have been working on. You can view the screen in both grid view and list view. Use this little icon over here to switch between these two views. If you would like to refine what appears on the screen, you can filter it by spreadsheets owned by you, owned by anyone, or not owned by you. This can be useful if you're looking for something that you may have worked on recently. Alternatively, use the search bar at the top to type in and search for the exact spreadsheet that you're looking for. Here is your Google Sheets template gallery. When you expand this gallery, there are two sections to it. You may have company templates for your spreadsheet creation needs. Those will be made available to you here. Under the General tab, you will find a number of spreadsheet examples. These spreadsheet examples can help you to build your spreadsheets quickly and give you some layout inspiration. If you open one of them, like this to-do list for example, it will open. You can now add in the data you want, customize it to suit your needs, and you are ready to work. Notice how certain actions have already been automated in the sheet. For example, if I click into this little checkbox, it will automatically cross out the task. You can use the examples to learn new skills and to get ideas for your own spreadsheet creations. In order to go back to your Google Sheets landing page, click on the Google Sheets icon in the top left. From the three dots that appear on your spreadsheets on this page, you are able to rename a sheet, remove it, open it in a new tab, and make it available offline. To learn more about using Google Workspace tools offline, watch our video on using Google Drive offline. In order to create a blank spreadsheet, click on the little plus icon and your spreadsheet will open. Always start by naming the spreadsheet by clicking into this space and typing in the title. Use this folder icon to determine where you would like the spreadsheet to be saved in Google Drive. Let's start with some basic terminology that we will use throughout this course. A cell is a single data point or element in a spreadsheet. A column is a vertical set of these cells. A row is a horizontal set of these cells. When we talk about a range, this includes a selection of cells that are either in a row or a column or a combination of both. Each column has a letter associated to it, and each row has a number associated to it. Therefore, this cell over here would be referred to as E12 as it's found in column E and in row 12. We'll come back to a bit more terminology later. When you click into a cell, you will see a little blue box appear around that cell. This indicates that it is highlighted and you can now enter data into that cell. Hit enter and the data will be captured and you'll move down to the next cell. If you hit the tab key instead, you'll move across from one cell to the right. If you are collaborating on a spreadsheet with someone, when they click on a cell, you will see this visually. Each person will be allocated a color. You will see the color appear around their profile image as well as on the cell that they have selected. When you hover over that cell, it will show you who is capturing the data here too. When they enter the data, you will see that data in the cell when they have completed capturing it. Remember that all changes are tracked through the version history. Watch our video on version history to understand how all the changes get saved in an audit trail for you to access at any point in time. If you would like to resize a column or row, you can do that from the sides for the rows and from the top and bottom for the columns. Hover your cursor until you see a little arrow line appear and then click and resize it accordingly. If you would like to resize more than one at a time, either highlight the range that you would like to change, or alternatively, if you would like to change the entire sheet, click into this little box up here. When you do this, your entire workbook will be highlighted. When you hover over a row line now and adjust the size, all the rows in your spreadsheet will change. The same applies for the columns. In order to insert a row above or below, or a column to the left or the right-click into the cell or on one of the letters or numbers, and from the menu that appears, choose to insert a row above, a row below. To delete a row, you can even clear all the data in it if you need. If you want to hide a row, you can do that from here too. If you select multiple rows at the same time, you can hide that entire range. When you want to unhide it again, simply expand it again from here. In the top left-hand corner, where we selected the entire sheet, you can drag your freeze lines in as well. See these two darker grey lines on the edges? Those are your freeze lines. If you have data with lots of columns and rows, when you scroll up and down or to the side, you will no longer see your header rows. This can be frustrating if you forget what your header rows are and if you want to ensure that you're adding the correct data into the correct column. Use the freeze lines to freeze a certain section of your dataset. Notice how my cursor icon changes to a hand when I hover over this darker grey line. Drag the line to the end of the section you would like to freeze. Do this for both the columns and the rows. Notice that when I scroll up and down and to the sides, that section stays put. If you want to readjust or remove the frozen sections, simply drag the lines to where you want them to be. I'm quite a visual person, so when I work with data, I only want to see the data and not anything else in the spreadsheet. You can remove all the columns and rows that you don't need to see in your sheet. This will help you to focus only on the data at hand. If you are using a Mac, you are going to use the shortcut Command, Shift and the arrow. If you are using a Windows or Chrome device, you will use the Control, Shift and the arrow. In order to remove all the blank columns to the right of my dataset, I'll hold in Command, Shift and my right arrow. This will automatically take me to the end of the sheet. You can now simply right-click and choose to delete the columns. If you select the last row and hold Command or Control, Shift and then your down arrow, it will take you to the bottom of your sheet. You can now delete all those blank rows as well. At the bottom of your sheet interface, you have a few handy options. If you have reached the bottom of your spreadsheet and you would like to add in another 7 rows, you can add more in here in this space. You can add 1000 rows or customize this field to 7 and add in 7 new rows. If you want to create a new sheet to work on, use this plus icon over here. You can rename your sheets by either double-clicking into the title area or from the little drop-down that appears and choose to rename. Type in your new name and hit enter and it will be saved. From this menu, you are able to color code your sheets as well. Simply choose the color you would like that sheet to be, and a line will be added underneath the name. This can be a nice, quick visual way of categorizing your data. Other useful features you have from this menu is the ability to delete a sheet, to duplicate it, or to copy it. With this option, you can copy this sheet to a brand new Google Sheet or into one that already exists. We discussed protecting sheets in our video Protected Sheets and Ranges, so be sure to check that out. You are also able to hide a sheet from here. Notice how that sheet has now disappeared from this workbook? If you want to unhide a sheet, head to your View menu. Here you will see Hidden Sheets. You will be able to view that sheet again by clicking into the title here. That sheet will now be reinserted into your workbook. If you would like to change the order that your sheets appear in, simply drag them around and rearrange them as you need. If a comment has been left in your sheet, you will see the comment icon appear here. You will notice the little yellow corner triangle appear if a comment is in a cell. If you hover over this comment icon, that comment will be visible in the sheets. To learn more about how to comment and ways in which you can comment, watch our video on fostering collaboration in Google Workspace to learn more. Now that we have gone through some of the basics of navigating and using Sheets, let's have a look at the options you have from the menus where you are able to make copies of your sheets, download them, email them, and more. From your File menu, you have a number of really useful features. Here, you are able to import a sheet, you are able to import data from an Excel file or a CSV in your Google Drive, or to upload one you may have on your computer's hard drive. Find the sheet you would like to import and choose Select. You will then be able to determine if you would like to create a new spreadsheet, insert a new sheet, or to replace the sheet. Select the option you need and your imported sheet will be imported accordingly. Other options you have from here are to make a copy of your spreadsheet or to email it. Here you can choose to email it to collaborators of the sheet or alternatively to send it as an attachment to an email straight from here. When you choose this option, you will be able to type in who you would like to email it to, add in the subject line, your message, and then decide on the file format you would like to send it as. You can choose to either send it as a PDF, an Open Office spreadsheet, or a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. When you are done, simply select Send and your email will be sent. Continuing on this File menu, you are able to download the spreadsheet. You will notice that you have the ability to download your sheet as a number of different file formats, including as an Excel sheet, a PDF, or a CSV file. You can use the sheet offline, access its version history, organize it, and a few more additional options. We cover the other menus in the other videos in this series, so be sure to check those out. If you want to share and collaborate on your sheet, use the Share button in the top right. We have a video on that too. If you are looking for help beyond the videos in this series, use the Help menu from the toolbar above. Here, you can access Sheets Help, where you will be able to find articles and using Sheets, or alternatively to search for questions you need answering. If you use the Training option, you will be directed to the Google Workspace Learning Center. Here, you will find switching guides, cheat sheets, productivity guides, tips, and more. It's worth checking this out. If you are experiencing an issue in Google Sheets, you can report a problem and it will be sent directly to Google.